Good evening and welcome back to the St. Petersburg By Night podcasting network. Tonight, we present to you our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, Bloody Strings.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Bloody Strings. I am Beara the Bard, your storyteller this evening, and these are my lovely players. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, I am Noree, and I will be playing Bellatrix, the sneaky Malkavian.
And I'm Kyrie. I'll be playing Grei Novak, Toreador with big aspirations.
Hello, I'm Lekar, and I am playing Matthew Halden, the well-dressed ne'er-do-well Toreador.
Hi, I'm Truckexe, and I'll be playing the far too serious Malkavian Nicholas Baldridge.
Excellent, thank you. Where we left off, this group had just gone down for the day after a very eventful evening where they had another encounter with Benjamin Fanny, the Nosferatu, who seems to be targeting Malkavians. They found him in the heart of Elysium, holding the keeper, Edwin Kane, hostage, after seeming to have rummaged through many of the keeper's folders. Has come to the conclusion that the primogen, Charlie, may be his mark. After a discussion, they ended up opting to spare Edwin and allow Benjamin to leave. Edwin gave them some information regarding Benjamin's old haven that was found during the Thin Blood incursion a year or so before. With this information, they all returned to their respective havens, and that is where we will pick up as the sun rises. Or sets. That'd be very inconvenient for you guys. Sun sets the following evening as we zoom in on the tea house. We'll go ahead and put you guys in the kind of little main area where you tend to speak amongst yourselves. The scene is yours.
So, are we ready for this evening? And, Bella, do you have that cow puncher that I left with you the other night?
I don't know how to use this.
No, it seems fairly simple. Put it close, pull the trigger, take it care of. Take it from you.
How about I just grab him and you shoot?
Speaking of that, are we going to try to bring him in peacefully, or are you all leaning towards the Keeper's proclamation of destruction? Not all right without the Prince saying so.
I have questions about that. He said we had permission to do it, but not right of destruction. What's the difference?
We have his recommendation. We don't actually have the right. The right can only come from the Prince. No one else.
But
He's the Keeper. He is not a seneschal. He is not the Prince. Without Prince's say, we are putting ourselves at considerable risk if we decide to destroy Benjamin.
I don't care either way. As long as he doesn't kill Charlie and he stopped. So I can go with trying to apprehend him. Especially if my head would be on a chopping block if we did do it and we got in trouble.
Agreed, and I prefer mine right where it is.
Yeah, it's pretty there.
I don't necessarily want to go against the word of the Prince without his explicit approval.
He gets one chance.
Nick, you realize that I know how you feel, but you would be putting yourself at considerable risk if Benjamin dies, and it can be traced to you.
It's
Blood hunt risk. Nick.
Also, how do you propose to kill him if the rest of us aren't willing to?
Life finds a way. But, to answer you, Grei, fine. But I am within my rights to change my mind, depending on what we find.
Certainly, I just want you to keep your own survival past this in mind. Don't throw your life away on this.
I don't know what makes you think that I really care that much.
You're still walking. You haven't walked out into the sun.
Every day I'm considering that a failure.
You should stop hating yourself so much.
We should see someone about that, even. Life is not something to be thrown away, regardless of how we've come into it. Eternal life is definitely not something to be thrown away.
Don't preach to me about it, Grei. None of you know what fosters that feeling, and I'm not going to be telling you what it is.
But you don't know what's beyond, and what's beyond is worse.
I'm
Hold
comfortable
on.
in my beliefs about it.
Hold on to this existence as long as you can. It's one of the most important things you can do.
That's up for debate. But let's get this over with. Maybe we'll find the girl there.
Why do you think he has the girl?
I saw that he had the girl.
Straight up, you saw the girl in his secret haven. If so, what did the haven look like? Because that could be actually kind of useful in finding him.
What do you think I was trying to look up when I learned it in the first place, Bella? I didn't get enough more than just that it was a man-made sewer, most likely. Or at least a man-made stone location underground. And of course, there's a million of those. The more
Okay.
concerning thing is that he can act within a premonition and somehow reach out beyond that and affect can see him through that.
That is weird.
Well, his family does have a natural proclivity for being able to remain invisible. Maybe this is just another type of invisibility. Another way to muddle the senses.
Doesn't sound invisible. We have a proclivity for being invisible.
That's why I don't mean to lecture you about what you can and cannot do, but he seems to be better at it than any of you.
Well, that said, it will be a risk for either Bella or I to look beyond as we go in.
At him.
We don't exactly control where the vision goes.
You can focus.
Oh yeah, but it doesn't mean that I can control it.
Perhaps the two of you could put your heads together around that and come up with something, anything that might be able to pinpoint him. But if we're going to be going, we should probably be going. We're supposed to be meeting up with the Keeper's contact.
Matt, do you have any thoughts before we go?
One burger. But other than that, no.
No one's feeling a bit peckish, by the way, before we go. Hate to be caught out in the middle of something and the hunger strike.
I'm good.
Excellent.
Okay.
I could eat, but I can wait.
Very well then.
I could eat a bit, but yeah, I'm good for now.
Okay. You guys begin heading north. Kind of northwest. Before you get to the location that was given to you by Edwin. You park the car, step out, and begin walking the path. Before long, you see what looks to be a just kind of large water main that basically goes out into the water. Standing next to the entrance of it is an individual kind of dressed like kind of like a noir police officer or detective rather. They're wearing a long coat and they have what looks to be kind of a beat up kind of twisted looking rifle on their back. Seems to have some kind of weird engraving on it. As you step closer, he kind of catches you and raises a hand, begins walking forward. My name's Cahill Mactier. I believe Edwin asked me to meet you. Right.
Yes, Grei. If names haven't already reached your ears, this is Bella, this is Nick, and this is Matt.
I was asked to bring you here because I was one of the people that found the place to be with. I will take you there, show you around. Do you have any questions for me?
How long has it been since you've been there?
It's probably been close to a year, I think. City was under attack by a gang of Thin Bloods. We managed to track the location here. Keeper sent a bunch of us to investigate. We went down. We found their leader. We lost a couple people, but we wouldn't have made it out without Benjamin. He actually saved us that day. So, I've been down there since.
And you would say his wits were about him when he saved you?
I don't know about that, but he didn't seem like he could really hurt a fly.
Seems like that has changed considerably.
So it seems. Yeah, he was cordial, very polite. I didn't get anything off of him that was a concern, but a lot happens in here. I remember he said something to the effect that he was looking for someone or something. He found something, but then has no memory past that point or what it is that he found. Next thing he knows, he woke up in this space after it had already been infested. We found him under some rubble. We dug him out. We thought he left. We got caught by the Thin Bloods, and he cut our binds and showed us how to get out. It was his haven originally. The Thin Bloods moved in down there. But they're all dead now. So we just kind of left it alone. We figured he'd just reclaim the place, but no one had heard from him hardly until recently.
So he may be down there.
Yes. Or at the very least, we might be able to get a sense of what he's been up to.
Let's go give him a visit then.
Very well.
I'm curious about this Thin Blood situation. We're captured by Thin Bloods. How many of them?
Down here, there were well over 100.
Oh.
We
It's far
had
more than I was imagining.
We had a situation with someone who called themselves the Broodmother.
That doesn't sound like a gang. That sounds like a organization.
It was more of a hive.
I would say Warren, but I suppose that would fit too closely to this Broodmother. Was she Benjamin's family?
No. We watched her dealberize her sire before we were freed.
Oh.
Yeah. Been true, I think. A little above my pay grade. I don't know all the details, but
Seems to be the going thing for Venture to do here in Florida. Diablerize others.
I'm activating Sense the Unseen, as well as Silent Passage, or Unseen Passage, and then I'll activate Silence at Death. And I got hungrier.
Nick's gonna just activate Sense the Unseen right now.
Kyle takes his gun, kind of holds it in a relaxed position. I'll take it down. He steps into the water main as you guys follow. It goes down. There's a couple of turns, and at a certain point, he walks over, and there's this large kind of board that he slides over, revealing a carved out tunnel that seems to go down. He begins taking you down that path where he ends up getting into a space where it looks like it's just dirt and stone that somebody kind of burrowed through. It finally comes to a place where you see a door with like a stone frame. If somebody wishes, they can give me a, let's see, call it intelligence or wits plus academics.
How far into the sewers is this going to go? Because, honestly, the thought of getting anywhere near that is revolting.
So let's see, if I recall correctly, you guys have already been walking through these for about 30 minutes. Cahill, at your question, gesturing toward the door, this is the space. This is where he was at. It's just behind this door.
Can we wrap this up quickly then, please?
Just on inhale.
Agreed. But it's still disgusting to be down here.
Nick, you kind of recognize that this might have been a very much older version of the sewer. Early on in the kind of town's development. And as things expanded, things got a little bit more sophisticated. This looks like it's been kind of refitted to like a bunker situation now. Cahill opens the door. When you step through, you can see spaces where there's gaps in the stone where water kind of flows beneath, but it's, like I said, very old, hasn't been used in a long time, so a lot of the water is kind of stagnant, sitting in place. There is a space in the center of these little islands of stone that have what looks to be a kind of wooden, like shack-like structure that's built in. And then on the far side across from all of them is what looks to be a large, like, iron vault that is hold closed. Connecting all of these little islands are kind of, it looks like they're not even really bridges. It's like little planks of wood have been placed just to have a space to walk across. You do not see anyone immediately. Anyone who wishes to can give a wits and awareness or an investigation roll.
Instincts allowed? Or is it just straight wits and awareness?
Probably not instincts in this one, no.
Said wits and awareness?
Wits and awareness or investigation.
This place is awful, and multiple people have called it home. And honestly, bad things have happened to them. And already I'm feeling sorry for myself for being here. So, I'm not surprised Ben went a little crazy.
Okay, that was 4. Bill?
Yeah.
3 for me.
3 here as well.
3 as well.
Okay. So, as you guys are kind of looking around, how individually, how far out are you willing to go for an investigation? How close to the opposite side where the vault is do you want to go?
I want to stay because I'm hidden, and I'll turn silence to death back on and off when I want to talk to people, but I want to stay at least 15 feet, or about 5 to 10 feet within one of the other Coterie members, just because I'm hidden. So I'm willing to stretch out, but stay within that with them, so depending on if anybody else wants to.
Sure. Matt?
He would just keep with the group. He wouldn't go far from any of them.
Grei?
Tell me you're all not going to make me go first. This is horrible.
I don't like it any better than you, bud.
Nick, how about you?
Nick would just sigh and roll his eyes and walk towards the door.
Follow behind Nick.
Okay. With your rolls, Nick, as you're walking around, there's a point where you cross over a couple of the bridges, making your way toward the door, that you kind of look back toward the group. And then as you're panning back around, you hit this angle where you are seeing the shack over here and the little stone with the bridges, and then a premonition pops. Not so much something that you're witnessing elsewhere, but you are basically seeing the exact same thing you saw before. But you watch as everything kind of in the distance, the shack, the other thing, walls and little islands off in the distance, begin to kind of get swallowed by this darkness until it gets to the right frame that you saw before. And you kind of sit there for a moment, you look down, you see someone else's feet clinging to, bound to the legs of a chair, a little bit of struggling, and then humming, coming from behind you, and then snap back. The rest of you, let's pick that up in just a second. The rest of you, with your results, as you guys are kind of walking around, you notice that there is what looks to be something lit up inside the cabin. A very dim light, but there is something there. Do with that what you will.
So, Nick is currently facing the cabin at an angle to his vision, so a bit to Nick would look down. Was he able to get any sense of who was, like, what type of person was tied to the chair?
You have a strong suspicion that it's the same vision you had before. Just, it's like you hit that perspective that lined up, and then the premonition popped and you can see everything that you saw before.
And I would say if anyone looks at Nick, pure tension running through his entire body before he looks directly at the cabin. But first, he would want to look down and look for any trace of lingering blood.
This place is really dirty. There's a lot of places that look like they could have been blood. There'd be no way to tell without a really, really nice lab or kit to figure out if any of that it belongs to, or is fresh, even.
I'll drop Silence and Death for right now and whisper in the general area of Matt and Grei. I could go look. I could go peek, but I'm not sure if there's any trappings of the boobies.
I'm not interested in exploring any of that, so if you're willing to, I encourage you to.
I don't want to get caught in, like, some sort of snare or get...
I will get you out of the snare or the trap, if there is a trap or snare, I promise. But as far as rummaging around in anything down here, I really don't want to get my hands on any of it.
That's why I'm skeptical of your promise here.
If something happens to you, I promise I will do something to help you.
Matt, will you help me?
Absolutely. Against my better judgment, but yes.
Okay.
Not towards you, but towards this.
Not to supersede all that, but with that realization, Nick's already making... if he had looked down and didn't see anything, he would be making a beeline to the cabin.
Oh, never mind. He's going.
Nick's got it.
Okay, I did.
Thank God.
But yeah, Nick's got that face on right now.
Okay.
Oh, maybe he's more than got it.
I'm gonna go be silent now and sneak up behind him.
We'll be rooting you on from here.
Cahill, you could... So you two went to the cabin. Matthew or Grei, if you wish to give a wits and insight.
Yeah, I'm letting him get plenty ahead and get all the attention while I'm silently and obfuscated sneaking up behind us as backup. But
3 successes on the wits and insight, and as both Bella and Nick move away from us, I will activate Sense the Unseen. Seeing how they're no longer immediately in our area.
Okay. You notice that Cahill is moving about, and you guys don't hear him. As he's looking around, you activate Sense the Unseen. You notice that his eyes look like he has also activated something. He is looking around very deliberately, and his finger is just kind of hovering over the trigger of the gun as he seems to be walking about.
Something have you on edge?
He drops Silence of Death. Just kind of looking around a bit.
Or is it just PTSD?
No, just doing my job.
You don't have to worry about any flashbacks or anything like that?
No, I'm not.
I can assure you I'm not thin-blooded.
I'm not worried about any of you. He continues. I'll say with 3, you can tell if he gets the opportunity, he will try to put down Benjamin. If he thinks for whatever reason you guys will not. He continues patrolling. Nicholas and Bellatrix, you make your way over to the cabin. As you're looking at it, as you're looking it over, it looks like this was originally a stone structure that was destroyed at some point and has been kind of rebuilt with little bits of wood that have been found here and there. A lot of poorly placed nails and duct tape. And as you are kind of getting closer, the windows are very scuzzy looking through this. And as you look in, you can see that there is a source of light, but because of how filthy these windows are, you can't get a clear line of sight.
Okay.
Nicholas, you are taking point. What do you wish to do?
Nick's going to eye the entrance to the shack, looking for anything amiss, but he's heading to its point of entrance.
Okay, give me another what's an awareness. Bella, you can too if you're keeping up with them.
Instincts aren't just...
Instincts would be fine here.
Okay.
Matt, that whisper to the side. Keep an eye on our friend there. He seems to have an itchy trigger finger.
Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. I
Yeah.
missed the result of your roll. One moment.
I was gonna let you tell me exactly what happens.
Very
You're
fair.
welcome. You're welcome. I got the messy crate.
Yeah, I almost got it too. It's like, so thank you.
And that was me trying to fix it.
I love it when you try to fix it and it's like, nope, it's worse.
Well, we rolled 2 dice, and I only had to re-roll the other 10, but I think I might have accidentally clicked on a second die re-roll, and that was the one that re-rolled into the 10.
At least it's not me this time.
You, on your insight, not only do you glean that his intention is to kill Benjamin, it's almost infectious seeing that look of determination, that clear need to put an end to something seems to pass on to you as you take the harm compulsion. Now we'll move back to the others. So,
I got 5.
5 and a 6. You don't notice any kind of traps or anything on the door at approach. I'll say with those numbers, you can tell the way that the light is kind of flickering inside. It is likely a small fire, maybe a candle or something. You do not hear anything inside. Do you open the door?
Does it pull out or push in?
Looks like you can pull it open.
Nick's going to use the door and stay behind the door as he pulls it open. And just... He's determined, not stupid.
You pull the door open. Where you see what looks to be a small bed, a little desk at the foot of the bed, a chair, and a candle On the little table next to the candle appears to be a little notebook with a little ink pen kind of sitting next to it, clicked open. The bed has someone in it. Someone small. Looks like a child, probably. They are breathing.
All of Nick's tension blows out of him. He won't run to her, but he's going to walk over to the bed and kneel down. A little bit of distance away. What was the girl's name? Nick would remember. Truck, the player, doesn't remember. Misty?
It was right there. Okay.
So, Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. You said M, and so I was like, Mary? And it was something like that. Okay.
I think that was the mom. But
Sarah. Yes. You find Sarah.
he's going to be very calm, soft, gently. Sarah. Sweetie, are you okay?
I am scanning the area with Sense the Unseen. Because I've had it active. He'd had like the device that nearly killed the keeper hidden from view, so I'm looking for any sort of thing like that.
Yes. Thank you. Hold on.
I want to roll for the check too, but Nick's too focused.
It'd help if I can spell words. Give me a wits and aspects,
Okay.
and I will roll for them.
Three successes.
Okay. As he is, as you are kind of looking, you don't quite beat theirs, but as you are kind of checking the area, you notice that there is something present. You just cannot make out what it is. And it does seem to be under the bed.
Okay. We'll drop Silence of Death. Look out under the bed. Something's there.
Does Nick have enough time to stop himself immediately?
Give me a Dex and Athletics.
Damn it.
If you beat a 2, you can stop.
I don't think I can do it.
You can blood search.
Yeah, blood searching that if I'm allowed.
Let's see. Yeah, you can blood search if you like.
Man, he's hungrier. I would like to spend a willpower.
Okay.
Oh wait, I
Wait.
can't.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's your only success
Failures
is
are
not
the
hunger.
hunger die. And one of the hungers of 1.
Okay.
Shit.
Kyrie,
Oh,
I
no.
told you the spot was gonna kill me.
You immediately grab Sarah and try to shake her awake, and when she kind of turns around, she looks panicked. When all of a sudden you noticed a string snap that was around her waist when you pulled her back. When that happened, the obfuscation drops, and you see a bomb that is going to blow in about 20 seconds. So, this is going to very quickly escalate into an escape round. This is going to be in 3 phases. If there is something that you can do that you are willing to sacrifice your dex and athletics roll for that phase to try to make the difficulty easier or in some way bypass it altogether, you're welcome to make that declaration. How well you do on the previous, the first 2 instances of the roll will affect how well you do on the third, or will affect the difficulty of the final phase of it. So, right out the gate, the bomb gets triggered. What does Nicholas and Belle do?
Nicholas will pull Sarah and shove her to Belle. Get her out of here.
You can't see me.
You can't see Belle.
No. Well, you heard her, so he knows she's around. It's towards the entrance of the shack. Just get it.
Fair enough. Belle?
Oh yeah, I'm ignoring the little girl. I am reaching for the journal, and I am booking it.
Okay. You see the book get snatched off the table, and Sarah is still with you.
And I am yelling run since I have Silence of Death off, but you just can't see me. You'll hear run as I book it out.
I'll clarify. Nick's gonna do everything he can to get Sarah out, even if it means sacrificing whatever he needs to sacrifice.
Okay. So you pick her up and run for the exit.
If she's light enough, otherwise he's pushing her along and trying to help keep her balanced.
You have a 2 strength. You can pick up a kid if you wanted. Look at the wrong sheet. I just had yours pulled up. My bad. Okay, a little bit of a struggle for you, but you could. Okay then. And I presume on run, Grei and Matthew are booking it.
Absolutely. If she sounds panicked and said run, I might not see her, but I know the direction we came in.
Fair.
So that's the way I'm headed.
All right. So let's do the first round of Dex and Athletics checks.
I might be hungry after this, but I'm gonna. No, I'll just roll.
I will be using Beara Archangel's Grace to increase my athletics, but I do not think it matters with the bestial failure. 0 successes and a 1 on the hunger die.
I don't suppose you got a little power to burn there.
I did.
That's burning. Ooh, that's rough. Okay. Matt, what are you doing? Blood searching?
Yeah, I blood surge.
Okay.
None of us are built for this.
Okay.
For all my grace and athleticism, this is an ugly, ugly place, and I'm probably going to trip over my feet.
Okay. So you guys take off running. Begin making your way back toward the exit. Grei, as you are trying to cross over one of the bridges between the stone islands, you put just a little too much weight on the center with one of your footsteps as it snaps. You kind of fall into that murky water. Begin trying to get your way back out. That is where you are. Well, just trying to get to the door. You don't fall, but you do have a little bit of trouble navigating. So you are having to kind of go slow so as to prevent that from happening to you. And Nicholas, you are carrying someone. That's making it difficult, and you're having to try to be cautious and slow, but there's the pressure of the timer. Matthew, doing fine. You are hopping through here. You're already almost there. Now, I'm going to roll a die. Odds. Cahill will help Grei. Evens. Cahill will help Nicholas with Sarah. As he uses celerity. Grei, as you are trying to clamber back up over one of the walls, you see something kind of begin to move past you, and in that same instant you feel yourself get pulled up over the wall, pulled up to kind of like in a crouch position as you watch Cahill rush past you. You are a little bit further behind than everybody, but you are still in the game. Give me another round of Dex athletics rolls.
Is there any way I can take a page out of a certain Malkavian's playbook and utilize premonition to help me out here? With the focus being getting Sarah out safely?
So, I'll give you two options here. You can either take a 1 die penalty to your Dex and Athletics to force a premonition, or I can roll a percentile, and if I get above 75%, I'll pop a premonition.
I mean, all I got to work with is 2 dice anyway. Let's go with the percentile.
That's not pop.
Does that give up my round, or do I still...
You can still roll. You just don't get the premonition to give you bonus.
Do I still have my rouse, or would I have to redo it again? I forget.
No. For the scene, if you guys activated a blood surge, you don't have to blood surge again for this particular roll. unless you switch to a new attribute or ability.
I wish I'd known that. Oh well. I'll just
Oh.
browse it around.
Sorry. Okay.
I will rouse before this one, and this time critical success with 6 successes.
I got 2 successes.
1,
I got 2.
2. What did Matt get?
3.
There it goes. Okay. Okay. Matt, you are now at the door. You are ready to book it through the tunnel. Bellatrix, you're getting pretty close to the exit. You are pretty close to Matt. Matt had a longer distance to travel than you did. But still a little bit shaky. But you, for the most part, cleared the islands. It's just a matter of not tripping up on your own feet getting to the door here. Grei, completely salvaging your previous roll. You are at a point where you are probably actually going to blow past Matt, even. Now, you have an option. Since you have a critical success, you can sacrifice the grand success that you received to just take like a 6 success to get where you need to go. You can try to help somebody or preserve it for yourself and bypass the 3rd.
Because Nick looks like he's struggling, and I will potentially have caught up to him at this point, can I take Sarah from him? And continue on. Use up my critical for that in order to give him an extra boost.
You may. Nicholas, you are trying to get to the door very quickly, and you see Grei swoop by, snatch Sarah away from you, and then continue toward the door.
Oh, Nick, I'll take her for you.
He would just have nodded and get her safe.
With him doing that, I will give you a 2nd success. Getting nearly to the door. We are now hitting the 18-second mark, 2 seconds away from detonation. Final set of rolls.
I will be blood searching.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got to risk it. Probably gonna hit 400 here. Yep.
Did you not blood surge already, Nick?
No, I hadn't yet. I wanted to try to avoid 4 hunger if I could help it. The last blood surge was trying to stop before triggering the...
Right, but that's still the Dex and Athletics pool. So for the scene, your Dex-related rolls are surged.
Okay, my thing is entirely messed up, so let me try this again.
Because I thought that just applied to him trying to stop himself from when Bella called out.
No, the way that if you do like Dex and Athletics, your Dex stuff, your Dex is blood surged, and that stays blood surged for the scene until you blood surge another attribute.
Okay, well that makes me feel a bit better.
Oh,
I didn't know that. So I'm still 3 hunger then.
What's messing
I'll
up?
take it.
Oh, just me putting in the wrong things.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the blood surge I forgot that it does last scene.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, drama. Also known as trauma.
Oh,
Okay, I was supposed to re-roll one of the failed. It's being picky. I have 3 successes. So
okay, no worries. There it is.
And mine,
Yeah.
I tried to re-roll mine, and then it suddenly disappeared and wouldn't let me re-roll.
yeah, it's been weird. Anyways, 3 successes.
If it's not letting you reroll proper, just reroll that many dice. And adjust that as needed.
Okay. Then I will spend a willpower to roll 1 to see if I can get it.
Sure.
Nope, did not. It's fine. So yeah, still 3 successes.
So 3 plus 3. You guys book it down the sewer. You climb up the path. You're trying to make all the twists and turns, following Caw Hill closely. You hear the detonation. You can hear spaces kind of crumbling behind you. However, it looks like you guys did well enough. Do not get swallowed up in the explosion or the crumbling sewer as you break out of the water main exit.
St. Petersburg by Night is brought to you through collaborations with our partnered vendors: Wolfpack Dice, Ember Fox Dice, Dragon Ink Dice, Beara the Bard, Champs Tramps, Pantry Artista, Chromatic Creations. Links to our partnered vendors, as well as our Twitch and YouTube channels, can be found on our website, stbynight.com. The official theme song for St. Petersburg by Night is Vampire by Faith and Failure. You can find them at faithandfailure.com. You can follow St. Pete by Night on all socials with the hashtag St. Pete by Night. If you wish to support our program, you can do so at ko-fi.com/St. Pete by Night to help keep the stories rolling.
Set Sarah down on some outside. Kind of kneel down. Are you alright?
Now that you get an opportunity to look at her, her mouth is taped.
Pull the tape off her mouth.
Gently, Grei.
Very gently.
Nick's gonna also come up, kneel down to the bear look her in the eye. He'll just nod at Grei as he's doing that.
Grei will stand up and kind of back off. Let Nick deal with the kid.
Who are you? She seems a little reserved.
I know. We're the people that have been tracking down the person that took you. And the other thing he did. Right now, though, we just need to make sure you're okay. I know that had to be terrifying.
I want to go home.
Nicole. Right now, not something we can do. There's a lot of reasons for it, honey. I'm sorry. But it's just to make sure you're safe and you're taken care of.
Can I see my mom?
You know, I can't. Really, I'm sorry. That man has stolen her from me.
She immediately. It takes a moment, but she seems to realize what you're saying. She begins to panic a bit as she turns around and begins to run away from you.
Cahill, would you be so kind as to gently stop her?
Where do you want me to take her?
Well, first we need to just get her breathing and calm as possible. And then we'll have to take her to Edwin.
Very well known.
I'll go on ahead of you.
He's a walking breach, as it is. The prince is going to have to make a decision about her. And Nick, if you're going to advocate for her, you should be there with her.
Oh, I'm going to be. But I'm not. She needs someone who isn't trying to capture her. I just need Godhill to stop. If I ran after her, I became the enemy.
That's what it is. I'll pick her up. And I'll meet y'all at the deli.
Just gentle as you can, please.
If you did manage to find anything, give it a look over before you head that way. We'll talk about it when you arrive. And he very quickly moves. And you don't see either of them anymore. And that is where we will take a break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Thank you all for sticking around so far. Welcome back. Thank you for rejoining us on the second half of this session. Where we are picking up, we are outside of the sewer entrance. Still a little bit of smoke coming out of the water main. You guys just watched Cahill snatch up Sarah and vanish.
I'm going to find a way home. I'm not going to subject you all to me riding in the vehicle with you right now. All of this is going to be burned by the time I'm done.
I'll take responsibility for the disaster.
What exactly happened?
I wasn't paying attention. I was too focused on freeing her, and I missed what should have been obvious trap.
I'll appear behind Matt. Boo.
Don't do that.
He had a bomb hidden, like he had the device that was attached to the keeper hidden under the bed.
We'll just have to be more careful in the future. Did we get anything other than the girl?
Journal. Present it like,
Is there anything in there other than, haha, I blew you up on every page?
I'll flip through it.
Yeah, it does look like a diary of sorts. The first entry talks about waking up to a group of strangers, being found by another group, helping them escape, kind of laying low as the injuries kind of continue. Stuff about, I think the Thin Bloods are gone. I need to collapse some of the tunnels that they made. Just kind of like just a general progression, and it gets to a point where he seems to have just decided to just kind of make his situation work. He operated for a time as a kind of vendor. People would come to him for little bits of information regarding artifacts or things that were in his collection, or what they might be related to in other situations. He had a couple of conversations that he noted. One was with another Nosferatu who seemed to have an affinity for bees. The other one was directly with a Ventru who was looking to eliminate a threat. As these continue, there's a certain point, roughly a few months ago, where he starts talking about dreams and nightmares that he shouldn't be having. Maniacal laughter that isn't his own, echoing through his head. Everything seems to be fractured. His vision, his hearing, his thoughts, everything is overlaid with multiple other perspectives. And then finally, there's about 2 weeks where it's just make it stop, make it stop, make it stop, make it stop. Just over and over again, a bunch of you can see him clearly falling into like just absolute madness. But then there's a point where that seems to break, and then the entry kind of goes from this, how do I stop, how do I stop, how do I make this it was one of the moon folk. I remember. There was a house and a Cheshire grin. And then the glass shattered. I must find them. If I kill them, I'll be whole. And then the journal entries seem to turn into more of like notes, stalking. It becomes more about his investigation than anything else. And that's where it seems to go. The latest entry, I encountered them again today. The group of moonfolk with a rose. One of them one of them might have what I need. I've isolated the two. Well, if they get out of this, then I'll have my answer. And that's the last entry.
Does Since the Unseen add anything to that, or is it just normal journal?
Just a journal.
Can I see that?
Sure. Before I hand it to him, I'll flip through the pages. Does it say why he was attempting? I know he needed something, like why he was pulling out the brains.
Yeah, in his notes, it kind of... He has been eating them. He removes the brain, and he consumes it.
No, that doesn't work for being broken. I already tried that. He's got a lot to learn. Pass on the book.
It
Flip to the
seems
back.
like shortly after he started doing this, he started... You can see in his notes, it's kind of like... I can feel it. Like a spider waiting for another string to go pluck. And then I move. It seems the more he does this, the more he's able to... More easily he can find more. And he seems to be using that as the roadmap for his path.
Look to the back where it mentions us and tear out those pages.
What are you doing?
These are mine. Hopefully none of you have a problem with that.
Might have useful information.
Then I'll keep the useful information, but these do not get turned into the keep or to anyone else.
Why?
Because they'll be used as bait. With that information, we become tools of nuisance. And it's even worse, they might think that we're working with you. Do I have that about right, Greg?
Just about right, yes.
And there's, of course, one reason that I have an idea on, but not enough to say. And he'll turn his eyes back to Grei, and then just shrug to the rest of the group.
Out in the open now.
Yeah, I have a pretty high intelligence and wits. It's pretty obvious that he thinks that at least 3 of us are Rogalians, right? From his journal entry? Because he said he narrowed it down to 2.
He said that he believes that there are two of you that he thinks have what he needs.
Okay. But he said the Malkavians, or the Moonchilds, and a Rose. One
He did
Rose.
say yes, and you are the one who read it. So I do not think that would be a difficult reach for you.
Oh yes, it's out in the open.
You're one of us.
No, I'm not. And I needed to stay that way.
Okay.
I'm a rose. I've always been a rose. And I need to remain a rose.
Okay.
Save Sarah.
Huh.
That's enough.
You are different. At least by what I'm getting. But I don't care.
What is in this moment? What is everyone thinking?
He doesn't want to admit it. He's obviously in more denial than Nick is. But he's still family. So, I'll keep it a secret for now.
Matthew?
He's reflecting on the fact that what Finn did before screwed with all three of them and not him. So he's kind of piecing some of that together. But at the same time, he hasn't done anything to hurt him, so it doesn't matter to him.
Nicholas?
Nick knows that he owes Grei for the action he took to ensure, even though they all got out, when it wasn't a sure thing, he did take Sarah when he was planning to do everything. He's also got that self-recrimination for his failure. That the one thing he knows he's pretty much good at in setting it all off. Right now, he knows that it could be something useful to use later, but he just wants to let it go. Grei turned the right page in his mind.
And Grei.
These three here now know something could end me. And I am being forced to trust them. Because Ben, and as much as I abhor the fact that Ben is responsible for this getting out, I still can't destroy him. I can bring myself to do it.
Okay. You have destroyed Benjamin's Haven and anything that may or may not have been there to find. You did manage to save Sarah. If I understand correctly. You're going to go ahead and recoup.
Definitely get changed. This mess.
Okay. You each go off to take care of your respective business. I do believe 2 of you needed to hunt.
I'll need to hunt too.
Okay. Anyone needs to hunt, if you wish to go ahead and put your hunt roll into the roller, go for it.
Just take half, he'll solve it.
Yeah, go for it.
Fine.
If you can take half, go ahead.
Yeah. He's at 100 then.
Okay, Bellatrix, you can walk away with 1 hunger. Is that all the hunting that was needed? Okay. Grei, you go home and change out of your ruined clothes. What does Nicholas, Bellatrix, you go find some food? Is Matthew doing anything before regrouping at the tea house?
He's just gonna head back there. He doesn't really have anything right at the moment.
Okay. We'll say this takes the better part of an hour. You all to go handle your business and come back to the tea house. The scene is yours.
I feel like I owe you all an explanation if you're going to keep this quiet. I don't know that there's a good one, and it's complicated.
Life's complicated, Grei. You've earned the right to have us hear you out.
My adopted sire, as far as I'm aware, has yet to realize my lineage. He is fanatical, which is where I get it from. And I fear what would happen if it came out to him. So beyond this room, I'm going to have to trust all of you in a way that I can tell you I am not comfortable with at all. I suspect that would he be made aware, I would see the sun. Just for lying.
We can't
So-
have that.
I appreciate that, but just
Your family, though. As much as you want to pretend, and we can keep it a secret, you're still family, so... Of course I'm not gonna tell. I even put up with that one, I'll point to Nick. As annoying as he is.
trust doesn't come easy for any of us. I know. And if you need some sort of boon or anything, you can consider me in your debts.
None of that.
I will consider this a life debt that I owe to each of you if you can keep it a secret.
I will not have someone who did it to me for life, especially unwillingly, Grei. Look, I am not a fan of you, but when the chips were down, you did something that I consider right. not best for you. Maybe in some way that's how you view it, but to me, it was right. And maybe my biases need to be put to the side. I don't think you deserve to face the sun for surviving in the best way, in the way that you know best. And I don't want you to be in my debt just because I know something about how you had to survive. So I will not accept a boon. I will not lord it over you. You are trying to survive in a crazy fucking existence like the rest of us. So, yeah. That's what it is.
Ben knows. Others may know or find out, especially from us. We have ways to sense each other.
It's easy for prophets to know. Not so much for other roses.
Is that why you don't want to hang out with us? Or lots of fun. Except Nick.
I take that as a compliment.
Matt?
Grei, who's one of your favorite artists?
Honestly, Dali.
Give me a Rembrandt, Degas, Matisse, Monet. I'm an Impressionisms person. I'm not a fan of Dali. Just, it's too sticky. But it's still art. I don't care who did it. It's still art. May not be everybody's cup of tea, but back then I was a coffee drinker. So, I don't care about your origins. You don't have to tell me shit. You made a good impression on me.
If you start flirting back, Grei, I'm walking out.
Thank you, then, all of you.
The day's gonna come that all of us are gonna have secrets revealed, especially if we constantly had to spend time around each other. I guess if I have to ask one thing, it's that all of us need to agree that our secrets are not to be used as tools inside the group. Because once we start doing that, none of us are going to survive.
Should
Maybe,
we trade
we'll
secrets?
I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
I wouldn't have been ready if I hadn't been forced to. Probably ever. So I'm not one for trading secrets.
We should all be allowed our secrets. It's just that when they inevitably come out, that we're not firing bullets at each other with them. Because I'm not being metaphorical when I say we won't survive. I'm being literal. There's one thing I know, it's that kindred will kill other kindred they can. And if we open ourselves up to weaponizing anything against each other, it's just it's just the cliff that we're jumping right off of, and eventually the end comes to either someone kills us in our division or we kill each other.
I agree. No matter what comes to light for any of you. You keep mine, I'll keep yours.
As long as we don't become enemies.
If we become enemies, we're fucked.
It's going to make the tea parties a lot more awkward.
Mm-hmm. It'd be fun, though. For a little while.
Maybe for a little while.
I keep secrets. We'll be fine. Though we do need to worry about the fact that Ben has decided 2 of us might be optimal in whatever he is trying to do, which is eating brains.
I'm pretty sure it's not me. He had an opportunity multiple times. It has to be one of you two.
I don't know what he's after.
I'm probably one of the most boring motherfuckers in this whole city. I doubt he's interested in me.
I have to ask a very important question, though, Grei. Did you burn those clothes?
Yes. Absolutely.
Thank God.
Oh,
They
no.
went into the incinerator.
You don't want to wear a sewer chic?
No, that will never get clean. Ever.
That's not a thing. Sewer chic, do not try to make it a thing. It's just gross.
I want to clarify, Nick's actually laughing. It's not just the player, it's Nick.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys wish to address or do while you're in this scene, or do we want to move on to the deli?
Nick will point on one thing. I am going to fight for this girl with all I have. Whether it's just to keep her alive. I don't know what it'll take. I will not ask you to fight my battle. If there is a battle to be had. But this is a part of who I am. I know I'm Mr. White Knight, moral hypocrite, but I'm still true to who I am. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
Do we really have to turn this book in? Because we may need it. Just to study it a bit more.
Nick will pull out his phone. He can take pictures of the pages.
Or we could just relay it to them. Maybe it went up in the explosion.
That's probably more risky with Cahill having.
2 of you were in that room for a minute.
Well, unless you had a little storage space of your own there, Bella, it's very possible he saw you holding it. Well,
I was completely invisible.
And didn't reveal herself until Cahill left.
Yeah.
right.
It's very useful. Invisibility.
Well, do we
Speaking
know if he
of-
could have seen you with like maybe he's like he has the ability to see the unseen like us.
Perhaps.
We don't say anything unless they ask for it.
Right.
Fair enough.
And then I will say I'd like to keep it to study.
The best lie is sometimes just to keep your mouth shut and let them believe whatever they want.
True.
Speaking of studying recovered books, the one that the spy had, you still have that, right?
Yes,
I'd like to look it over. It would be useful.
I have dibs. When we have a moment.
Start a book club.
Sure.
I'm good behind that. As much as I don't mind using a Kindle, I do like physical books.
You ready to cross the street?
Yes, the almighty trip. It somehow has some weight to it.
Go see the keeper.
You gonna speak for the girl, Grei? Help Nick out.
I'll do what I can. I can't make promises, but I will do what I can.
I'll take it, but I acknowledge it's also my battle.
I suppose I could help.
You make your way across the street. You, like normal, guided through security, brought to the keeper's office, which, in the span of a day and a few hours, this office looks very different. This office looks more secure. The equipment a little bit more modernized. And Edwin is sitting behind the desk. The room's a little bigger. He gestures for each of you to have a seat. Cahill is kind of standing in the back to his right, leaned up against the corner. That rifle's still on his back. He nods as you step in. I read Mr. McTeer's report. I almost sent you to your final deaths in a moment of frustration and heated response. And I am sorry, I almost cost you greatly.
Keeper, if I may.
You may.
The triggering of the explosion was my fault. I, of all people, should have seen that trap and easily been able to find a way to handle it. But I let my own emotions channel my intentions more. The lack of further clarity is on me, and I accept responsibility for that.
I mean, it's not completely your fault. He made it invisible.
Of all people, I think we know that I'm the best to see those things. Not that you're bad either, Bella.
I'm good at lots of things. Maybe not the best.
Mistakes happen. We might not be human so much anymore, but we're still subject to our own emotions. And following your emotions is partly what lets you cling on to your humanity, so there's no need to apologize for that, and you all came out still alive. So, matter speaking. That aside, we have... Well, before we get to the obvious concern, did you, before the bomb went off, find anything that might illuminate anything on this?
A little information. He is eating the brains because he is hoping to gain something from them. And he thinks one of us, or point to the group, or actually me or Nick, I'll point to me and Nick. One of us may have that something he's looking for. At least that's his last thing. He said that, I think it was a test, the bomb. That if we survived, he'd know. It seems like that's what he said.
You spoke with him?
No, he had a journal. I'd like to keep it for now because I want to read for more details.
He kind of looks back toward Cahill and then back over.
There might be details of what he's trying to get, and perhaps what happened to him. He doesn't rightly know. There was definitely a breakdown in his sanity, if we might. There's a breakdown in his sanity as the journal entries go on from the time he awakened and was rescued, and rescued your team, to now.
If you think it would be of a benefit to you. Fine. You may hang on to the journal, but I would.
I will turn it in once I have gathered all the information or we have found him.
I would be satisfied with photos.
Okay, we can do that too.
Now. And that was all that you had the opportunity to find. I know you weren't down there long.
That's it.
Very well.
Except for the girl.
That was the next point. Camarilla has been pretty firm about how to handle situations like this. With the mother being dead. There's not really anyone to take accountability for them.
She is exceedingly valuable in this investigation, however. She was in Bidden's presence for a considerable amount of time. She might know things. He might have said things around her that he wouldn't have said around us. They might not make sense to her, but they would make sense to us.
Mm-hmm. We have her contained for now. Comfortably. Not one of the... She's not imprisoned or anything, but we do have her under supervision. Ultimately, it will be the prince's decision what is to be done.
Is it a lack of anyone willing to take responsibility for her? That seems to be most likely swaying aspect.
That is a large contributor. We have had, in the past, an instance, at least one that I know of a kindred within the city, and the accountability of their actual child, but it was the biological mother of the child. And even then there were precautions taken. I don't want to presume what the fate of this child would be, but it is a different prince. As close as Carmine seems to wish to follow along the same steps as Isabel, we can't know what he'll do until a situation arises. He has not set precedent for us to go on. So, I don't want to give any promises.
I'll look between Grei and Nick. Since she could be of use, we could claim responsibility over her. you're
No.
willing to take her.
I'm willing to have my head on the chopping block.
So you
And-
wish. Sorry, go ahead.
And I think that Michael's grace is well known to extend throughout his bloodline. I would petition the prince directly if we would be allowed to do so.
Okay. What should that come to pass? I presume that means you have or can have some form of accommodations in the event that maybe the child is relinquished to you.
I believe that is something that we could do.
We also have our goals for daytime supervision.
He looks back at Cahill again. Cahill kind of shrugs his shoulders. Edwin turns back. Here's what I will do. I will petition for a discussion. Come Elysium. To allow you a meeting with the prince. You can make your case there. But then he turns toward Nick. Whatever his decision is, you have to accept that. If you're going to put yourself in this situation, again, I cannot promise that it'll be the happy conclusion you're looking for. If he decides to clean up the situation in a way that you don't like it, you have to accept it and move on. If you cannot agree to that, I will not make this arrangement.
Nick will clearly be processing his own words. Well, the way I see it, there's only 3 real outcomes that are possible. The one that I want to avoid the most is her death. The one that above that, as unconscionable as I would find it, she's gold. And the first one, most preferable, would be is allowed supervision and to at least find a way to live life as a kind. Ultimately, I want to at least fight to avoid the worst of those.
I understand that, and you will get your opportunity to have discussion. But when the gavel comes down, that's it. If you stand up, and you will just as likely be turned to ash. So, do we have an agreement?
Yes, we do.
Then come Elysium. You will have an audience with the prince.
One other thing, Keeper, and I think this involves you.
Very well.
I believe we should petition the prince to formally declare destruction on Ben. It would solve this problem. And from what I have seen, it looks like he is, at this point, irrecoverable.
Very well. I will bring that up. We will discuss that in the meeting as well. I will, of course, be there with you. Very well. I, again, apologize for putting you in that situation. That was not something I had the right to do, and I am sorry for that.
He gave Sarah a chance to set life, whatever comes. I can't be mad at you for that, Keeper.
And I suppose we'll see what happens. The girl was... we made sure that she was fed. She's resting for now. It will be it'll probably be a week before Elysium comes. Charlie is secured. I have been informed. Charlie has been brought to stay with the prince in a bunker. So Benjamin shouldn't have any real opportunity to get close. If you wish to speak with Sarah prior to that, you would be allowed about an hour visitation. But it is supervised and I must be made aware before it happens. Acceptable?
Yes, there are questions we'll want to ask her about Ben, certainly. Nick will want to make sure that she is okay.
Very well. Now, if I understand based on the information you found in this journal, it sounds like they have deemed a couple of you as necessary, so this likely means that Benjamin is coming for you in some way, especially now that he can't get close to Charlie.
Yes, both Nick and Bella are in danger, just as much as Charlie was, or is.
So he is specifically targeting the Malkavians in your group. I understand. You are... I don't know how secure your haven is, but you are... We have bolstered security here at the Elysium. You are welcome to stay here if you wish. Or, at the very least, you all may wish to stay together. Being alone right now is ill-advised.
We mostly stay together anyways.
It just won't be at your place, Bella.
I suppose not.
I can put us up at a hotel.
Like a slumber party?
Sure.
I could have fun with that.
None of you snore, right?
Not that I'm aware of, but if I do, please let me know. That would be both disturbing and enlightening.
The amount you would have to snore.
I mean, I'm a heavy sleeper anyway. It'll be fine.
Very well. Is there anything else?
Not at the moment.
If Ben isn't captured, knowing that he's after either of us, in all honest truth, there's a likelihood that should the problem progress, that one of us is going to be suspected.
I mean, we're the ones that have been tasked with finding him, so I think that's up to us.
I am not an advocate of using live bait. How you deem to handle your investigation and your task is up to you. But as the keeper and the one who tends to manage a lot of these tasks, the safety and unlives of those under my charge are my utmost importance. I don't want anyone dying. I don't want anyone putting themselves in unnecessary risk. If you think you can do something to that effect and it will work, obviously the choice is yours, but it is not something I will tell you or demand for you to do.
It's more magnanimous than most cities.
Oh, there's a reason I'm in this one. Seem fair? I have some other business to attend to, so I will leave you to the rest of your evenings, and if anything comes across my table, I will send it your way to look into, but unfortunately at the moment we don't really have any leads on where he's gone or what he's doing. So try to take some time to handle any business you need to, or just relax. Take an opportunity when you have. I will be keeping an eye on things here.
Thank you for everything that you've done, Keeper.
That's what I do. No need to thank me. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. Mr. McTeer, if you'll close the door behind them, we need to stop. We need to talk.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And up and make my way out.
You guys step out.
Yep.
Cahill nods and closes the door behind you.
I kind of like him. He's got secrets.
He's interesting, but he's incredibly stuffy, and he always tamps down the energy in the room. Can we go somewhere else?
Yeah, but I always get that.
Your energy is at least at a higher grade or tier than his. His is
You've got that.
heavy.
You've got that annoying, anxiety-ridden bundle of energy. He's got librarian energy. And not sexy librarian energy either.
I was going to say, I mean, librarians are a font of quite a few things.
It's like that old librarian, you know, the lady who just, you know, it's not a bad guy, but yeah,
I still think he's fascinating, whatever energy he has, because he has secrets. Anyway, slumber party?
Sure.
Don't really have a choice.
Slumber party.
Okay.
She'll start dancing down the hallway, singing the slumber party song.
we can, you know, we can I could rent out the whole floor if you want. I'm not paying for it. It's somebody else's credit card.
All right, you guys march and dance your way to wherever it is you'll be spending the day. And that is where we will be ending this session. Thank you all very much for joining us this week. Next week we will have the trial of Sarah. Have a wonderful evening and see you in the next chapter.
This has been a St. Petersburg by Night production. Bloody Strings is produced in agreement with the World of Darkness and Darkback. The storyteller for Bloody Strings is Beara. Tonight's characters were voiced by Noree, Kyrie, Lekar, and Truckexe. Visit our website at stpbnight.com for more information about all of our productions and how you can become part of our community. Thank you for listening. Until next time, fangs, stakes, and claws out.